Hey. I was thinking, and so I wanted to come on here and share my thoughts with you. A couple of weeks ago, I experienced something that I just haven't figured out how to process. I graduated from Case Western Reserve University. All of my degrees are from there. And so I'm sure I own a corner of some building somewhere just because of all the money that I spent. So when I see things going on that is of interest to me, I participate. I try to stay engaged with what the university is doing. And I remember a couple of years ago, the social justice department had a photographer come in, and this guy, he took pictures of people who ride the bikes doing wheelies down the street, or those people who wreak havoc by riding those ATVs and taking over the entire street. It's hundreds of them. And to me, when I see them, it's scary. I mean, it's so many of them, and then they have no regards for drivers. All you can do is really pull over and just let them pass. And so I asked him, like, what is it about that? Because he is one of those people who rides a bicycle and do wheelies down main streets. And so it's it can, be nerving to say the least, because you don't want them to fall because you don't want to hit them. But they just don't seem to have any regards for the fact that there are cars out there. And he told me that he does it because it's a freedom to it. The fact that the police cannot do anything to him because he's not breaking any laws by doing wheelies, riding bicycles, even though it is, causing a nuisance, I guess, to drivers. And as a Black man, this was important to him because this is the only time he can be defiant and have nothing happen to him. So I understood. I still don't like it because it makes me nervous, but that's his truth. Almost 2 weeks ago, I went to another program that the Social Justice Department put on. And this one was called Live from Death Row. I had no idea what it was. Someone had sent me the information and I just signed up. And when I was reminded about it, I was like, okay, let me go. And it was on a Saturday. And so it was going to be a jazz concert and they were serving food. A nice way to spend a Saturday evening. But I didn't understand what it meant when it said live from death row. And so when I got there, they had a pianist there. It was a woman who played the upright electric bass. There was a drummer and then also a saxophonist. But the other artist that was there was Keith Lamar. And he is someone who is on death row. And so he called in and he does spoken word. And so he did spoken word to the jazz band. And it was just beautiful to see. I mean, his words were powerful. The band was great, but I couldn't, like halfway through the program, the operator said, you have 1 minute remaining. And then all of a sudden, after a minute, the phone died. Like this man literally is on death row and he was calling in from prison. He spends 22 hours a day in solitary confinement. He's accused of killing an officer or guard during an uprising at the prison. Even though the person who actually did the killing said it was them and not Keith, he is still on death row. He's scheduled to be executed January of 2027, so a little bit over a year. But here he was doing spoken word. And once the call ended, they called back, and then he was able to finish the rest of the concert. His words were powerful. He's truly a creative. He's an author, he's a painter. He had his paintings displayed. I will show that. There was this one segment that he was speaking, and his picture or video was up there with him talking from prison. Powerful. I mean, it was sad, tragic, yet beautiful. And I just did not know how to process this. Sad because here's someone who's been in jail. He was first arrested and sentenced because he shot someone who broke into his home. And then the death sentence was because of the killing of the guard. I think it was one guard and maybe nine inmates who was killed during this uprising. But being that he says he's innocent, and yet he's going to have to die, and he knows the date. Like, how do you live like that? But what he's done, which is what I find beautiful, is that he goes all over this world, he and the band, and share his story and his words. And it was just beautiful. He has a book, he has a CD, and the thing that's so crazy about it is that in order for him to have recorded the album, I guess I should say, he had to, because it's not just on CD, they have it on vinyl as well. He had to take his mattress, move it over to the toilet in his cell, and then do it from there because that's the best place for him to get reception. They're trying to get it up for a Grammy this year, and I hope he does. But it's something to be said when this man is using his life to teach people all over this world to share his story. Just pretty amazing that even as he faces death, he is still doing some amazing things that will impact lives all over. And so, of course, it makes me think about how many people who have freedom, who is not confined to a prison cell, how many people just choose to exist and not truly live their life on purpose and with purpose? Like, we have to do better. We have to live full out because we only get this one. And we may not know the date. You know, he knows a date, assuming that things don't happen before that. But we don't know the day that we'll no longer be here. And so, why not use what we have, the gifts, the talents, to make this world a better place, like Keith is doing? Yeah, that was something to experience. And if you happen to see him somewhere coming, go see him or go listen to him, I guess I should say. Because it was powerful. That's the only word that I can really say about what I felt. It was powerful. And it will change your life just to see and experience it. Yeah. So that is what I wanted to share with you. Get to living. It's never too late.